Welcome everybody to a look at a brand new 4K release. Now this is from Severin Entertainment, who I've not bought a 4K film from before, although I have bought a few of their Blu-rays in the past. And it is 1981's Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker. So this is directed by William Asher, who had a bit of an odd career. I've only seen one of his films before, and that was called The 27th Day, which is kind of like a post-apocalyptic kind of film. But he also in the 60s did weirdly a load of beach party films, which are not up my alley at all. So yeah, for a full-blown horror from him is a little bit unusual. Yeah, and it clocks in at 93 minutes long. Stars the likes of Susan Tyrrell, who was in the likes of Flesh and Blood and From a Whisper to a Scream, as well as Bo Svensson, who was in the likes of The Inglourious Basterds, Primal Rage, and Speed 2 Cruise Control. And you've also got an early supporting role from Bill Paxton as a bully in this film. So yeah, this is about an orphan teenager who finds himself being dominated by his aunt, who is hell bent on keeping him with her at all costs. So this film starts off with a rather spectacular car crash, reminiscent of a part of Final Destination 2. So yeah, this is an earlier version of that kind of crash. If you know a specific part of that film in that car crash scene at the beginning, then you know what I mean. And for the most part, this keeps up that quality throughout, especially when it comes to the well executed final act. Susan Tyrrell is also great in the antagonist role. The rest of the cast is good. It is well paced. The kills are solid. The score is decent. It is predominantly engrossing, and it is rather progressive in its portrayal of a gay character, along with its condemnation of homophobia. Now, the gay character isn't the lead, but he is important to the plot, and he's also important in terms of the themes of the film as well. So yeah, really progressive to be ahead of the curve in that regard, especially given 1981. This is not long before the whole AIDS crisis, and yeah, to have that kind of role in a film like this is yeah, really interesting, and it works extremely well. So for this release, we've got the new artwork, or I believe it's a new artwork for the slip cover, and you got the artwork on the back that I've seen in other posters for the film, so that's more of the original artwork. And then we get different artwork for the case as well. And yeah, we get the discs, so we get Blu-ray and the 4K, both of which have been printed, which is nice to see. No other physical extras, but we do have extras on the discs. So on the 4K Ultra HD disc, we have audio commentary with the star Jimmy McNichol, who plays the lead role in this. And yeah, we actually have a male lead in a slasher film from the early 80s, which is extremely unusual. The only other one I know of from around that same kind of period is Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which again has some kind of homosexual elements to it. And yeah, it's really interesting that we have a precursor to that. And we also have audio commentary with co-writer producer Steve Brymer and co-writer Alan J. Gluckman, moderated by Mondo Digital's Nathaniel Thompson. As well as audio commentary with co-producer and unit production manager Eugene Mazzola. That's also on the Ultra HD disc. And then on the Blu-ray disc, we've got Extreme Prejudice, interview with actor Bo Svensson, Point and Shoot, interview with director of photography Robbie Greenberg. Then we've got Family Dynamics, interview with editor Ted Nicolau. Then we've also got cast and crew interviews with actors Jimmy McNichol, Susan Tyrrell, and Steve Easton, makeup artist Alan A. Aponi, and producer Steve Brymer, as well as a TV spot as well. So yeah, the audio commentary with co-producer and unit production manager Eugene Mazzola is also available on the Blu-ray disc as well. So you don't have to just watch the 4K to have that aspect of the commentary. And yeah, the film was also scanned in 4K from the original camera negative with 6 hours of new and archival special features. So that's all of the extras there in 6 hours in total. So that's a hell of a lot for what is a film that is, like I said, only 93 minutes long. So you got extras there that are what, about 3 times the length of the film. So yeah, really impressive extras. The 4K looks pretty good. I wouldn't say it's a film that is essential in to have it in 4K, but it's nice to future proof such a film, considering TVs nowadays you know, we're getting more and more high tech, and therefore having a 4K disc is always going to look a lot better on such a TV, make the most of that TV than a Blu-ray would, or a DVD, or worse. So yeah, a very, very good film. 4 out of 5, easily one of my favorite more original horror films from the period. You know, there's plenty of films from that period that are sequels, or you know, remakes of other older horror films, but to get a original horror film and have it nearly as good as, say, the likes of Halloween. Personally, I find this better to be better than the likes of Friday the 13th, especially its sequels, and yeah, certainly matches some of the sequels as well from the Nightmare on Elm Street series. So yeah, overall a very, very good film. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it before, especially if you are into your kind of horror slasher films from the early 80s. But yeah, if you have seen it, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.